We're going to shift over to another big rainstorm that's bearing down on Gaza, wreaking havoc on a region already struggling with a dire humanitarian crisis. The Palestinian Civil Defense says they've received distress calls from families whose tents have flooded. Hundreds of others are fleeing their shelters in search of dry ground. Humanitarian workers are warning that rain and low temperatures are threatening the lives of newborns and other vulnerable groups and hindering aid delivery. Rafi Boudjikanian joins us from Jerusalem. Rafi, good to see you. The images that we're just showing our viewers right now are just unbelievably shocking, quite frightening as well. Talk to us a little bit more about the extent of the damage.
Angie, those neighborhoods filled with the tents of the displaced getting flooded, that's just the start. It's been happening since yesterday, but local media are now reporting that 3 buildings have collapsed as well due to the rainwater. Our freelance videographer in Gaza went to one of those sites and saw the aftermath for himself. He says this is a building that's previously been damaged by bombing, and rainstorm Byron has finished the job. The difficulty for aid organizations is even getting a real sense of the impact of Byron because it's still ongoing. The UN official tells me that previous storms in this season have already displaced some 18,600 people from their homes. Meanwhile, UNICEF is trying to get a sense of what's going on right now. Have a listen to their spokesperson.
I also went to a few tents and they are completely flooded. Those tents are definitely not equipped to resist the strong winds and the heavy rains. And I met with families and children, all their children. All the children I met are sick. The mattresses are completely damp. The children have wet clothes on them. It's not possible for them to change clothes because actually most of them have been displaced. And when you're displaced, you very often run with only what you have on your back. So it's a very, very concerning situation.
You heard Jonathan Cricks talk about clothes and mattresses that would need to be replaced, and that's not all. There are, for example, tent poles that are needed for new tents to be erected, to replace the ones that have been destroyed by the flood. There are drainage pipes that are needed to replace damaged water drainage systems, and pipes and tent poles, well, those are very controlled and it's not easy to get them past the checkpoints into the Gaza Strip. And when you talk about water drainage systems that have been destroyed, well, that leads to drinking water problems. Add that to the hunger that's already been in this region, and you start to see how this rainstorm is not just destroying shelters, it's also creating health problems. UNICEF worried about hypothermia hitting children, and the Palestinian Health Authority, in fact, saying one has already succumbed to hypothermia overnight. And rainstorm Byron will still be making an impact into Friday, so there could be more yet to come, Angie.
Indeed, a devastating situation. Of course, you point out, Rafi, the storm heightening what's already a very dire, desperate situation in the region. Appreciate the updates for us there. Rafi Boudjikanian for us in Jerusalem.